Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live.
11 Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
We begin this Friday night with a severe thunderstorm warning.
We want to get straight to our chief meteorologist, Chris Holcomb, who has the very latest for us.
Yeah, we've got a couple of them out there right now, and these are the showers on the east side that have really been intensifying. They started to weaken a little bit, but then they pulsed up again. I'm going to start with this one over here just to the east of Athens. That's the one that we have in effect right now. That includes a lot of counties. It's right on a lot of the county lines right here, but you can see this storm that we were watching coming out of Winder, where the lightning count started to weaken a little bit, and now still these storms are holding together pretty well, so they have prompted this severe thunderstorm warning. It's right there on the line for Barrow County, also for Clark County, Jackson County, and Oconee County. This is where we have this warning in effect until 8:30 tonight, as that cell is moving over to the east. We've got about 53 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. In this cell, we have also seen some hail in association with it, so we're going to keep an eye on that as it moves to the east. Also, if you were with us at 7 o'clock on prime time, we were watching some of those showers and storms that prompted the severe thunderstorm warning over in Greene County and in Putnam County. That weakened a little bit, but then it pulsed up a little bit more in the northern parts of, or western parts of Greene County, moving into these areas of Greene, Oglethorpe, Tolliver, and Wilkes counties. That's going to be in effect until 8:45. Over North Georgia, spotty showers here. We're going to watch this one coming out of Bartow County, moving into Cherokee and North Cobb. That shows some signs of increasing in intensity with some thunder and lightning with that. Here in Atlanta, a couple of showers on the north side of the perimeter, north DeKalb, right there around Spaghetti Junction near Dorville and Chamblee. And on the south side, these showers in Butts County show signs of weakening as well. Stay with us. I'm watching all of these for you. We'll let you know when they'll finally weaken and if we'll see other showers developing for your weekend.
Chris, thank you. We continue to follow breaking news. A gunman still on the loose in Gwinnett County after opening fire inside a business, killing one person.
And Jennifer, this has been breaking news that we have been following since our 5 o'clock broadcast some 3 hours ago, and it continues to roll on and on. It all began at Satellite Boulevard and McGinnis Ferry Road. That's near Sewanee. Joe Hankey has been on the scene for a few hours. And Joe, the latest on the search, seemingly, as I sit here in this chair in Midtown Atlanta, doesn't feel like it's changed much over the last 3 hours. Am I wrong in that judgment?
Not wrong at all. That's how it feels out here. We're in somewhat of an industrial area, so right now it's quiet. We've seen a few police leave the area now that the shooting incident, the immediate incident, is over. But crime scene investigators are still out here. They're still searching the area for that shooter. The investigation by those crime scene investigators focused on the building behind me. We're told it's a manufacturing building of some kind. The shooting happened inside that building around 2:30 this afternoon. That's when police say they started receiving numerous 911 calls. The building, it's in the 600 block of Satellite Boulevard here in the Suwannee area, near the intersection of Satellite and McGinnis Ferry Road. Gwinnett police tell us they received those calls. What they now know is that someone went inside the building, started shooting, hit one person in what investigators believe was a targeted shooting. Multiple people working inside began running. One person was injured in that frantic scene, but not by the gunfire. The victim, we are told, has now died. Police are working to contact their family before releasing any more information about the victim. The shooter, described by police as possibly a man 6 feet tall, thin build, unknown race, wearing all white loose clothing stretching down to their feet. They had a white mask covering their entire face. They also had a white headpiece of some kind on top of that, according to police. The shooter ran off, still on the run as of right now. Here's the message police have for anyone in the area tonight.
The suspect left on foot. It is possible that he is still in the area. We're asking the general public to be vigilant. If they see somebody that does not look like they belong in their neighborhood, contact 911 immediately. Do not try and contact that person or confront that person.
And as I said a moment ago, right now we're in an industrial area. Just outside of this, there is some residential. There's also several busy roads cutting through the area and a good amount of wooded areas around here as well. So a lot of places out here where they're searching for that shooter tonight. A good amount of people still in the area, even though it is after business hours. So they're asking everyone, be vigilant. If you see something, looks out of place, call 911 immediately. Jennifer?
All right, Joe Henke reporting for us in Gwinnett. Thank you so much, Joe. Now, there was a lot of afternoon traffic in that area when this took place, and we spoke with one woman over the phone who was driving by when police arrived on the scene.
It was scary. I just thought, I hope they find him soon. You know, with all these people out here, you know, there was so much traffic right now. We don't know what's going to happen right now. Hopefully they find him soon.
As the search continues for this gunman, you can download the 11 Alive News app to receive breaking news updates as we get them into the newsroom.
Pictures of crowded hallways, packed back-to-school pictures have parents greatly concerned about the policies in place to keep their students safe at school districts across Atlanta Metro. 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks. We have been hearing all week long from parents.
Cherokee's not mandating masks for the students, and had they mandated masks, I think we would have at least given it a consideration for my daughter to return.
What we see on paper is simply not what's feasible to happen in the classrooms, in the hallways, in the public gathering spots.
They could do temperature checks as they enter the school building, and they could require the students to wear the face mask at least when they cannot social distance.
So a parent from Forsyth County also reached out to us saying that parents are at their proverbial wits' end trying to get answers from the superintendent about different policies. So it is a problem for parents in a number of districts. Now, the one thing our team found is only a handful of school districts intend to take students' temperatures. We reached out 30 districts about their back-to-school policies. Only the 5 shown here said they will take temperatures. Of those 5, only Polk County actually in session right now, with the others starting later or beginning virtually. Tracy Amick-Pierce spoke to Polk's superintendent to see how it is going so far.
No one's perfect. We don't claim to be perfect.
But Superintendent Lori Atkins says they are trying their hardest to do the right things in Polk County schools, where almost 90% of their students returned in person this week. Since the pandemic began in February, Polk County has had 765 cases and 11 deaths from COVID-19.
This is a school year that is like none other, and considering all of the new precautions, procedures, and strategies that we have in place,
like increased sanitation, small lunch groups in the classroom, and daily temperature checks as soon as students enter the school.
And we use the guidance that's provided by the Department of Public Health, and 100.4 is the temperature that causes concern.
Polk County is not requiring masks.
However, majority of our kids, you know, they have honored that and they wear a mask, as well as our employees.
She says the hardest thing so far is that information seems to change every day. But she says they are open to making changes on their end as needed.
We evaluate every day. We'll evaluate at the end of each week to see where we can improve.
Atkins says there were 2 positive COVID tests in high schoolers this week who took the test before starting back, then got the results once they were back in school. She says they immediately followed the DPH guidelines on quarantine. Now, there were also a few other students who were sent home from high temperature.
A student at North Paulding High School received an outpouring of support after she says she was suspended for sharing a photo of students packed into the hallways. The photo spread widely online, drawing some criticism for the school district. 15-year-old Hannah Waters says she shared it because she was concerned for her safety and her classmates, and she didn't expect to be handed a 5-day suspension over it. The school district claims she violated several school policies about the use of phones and social media during school hours. They say she also recorded underage students without permission. Hannah says she didn't realize she was breaking any rules.
I was mostly anxious and nervous and scared because this virus is very serious, obviously. So I took that picture out of concern for the county and all the kids there and all the teachers and staff. I do feel like the suspension, they piled on multiple offenses because every kid uses their cell phone during school.
Today, Waters tweeted that her suspension had been deleted and that she can return to class on Monday. She also thanked her supporters.
In response to concerns from parents and students, the state school superintendent is clarifying some of its safety guidelines for Georgia school districts. Today, he released a statement saying in part that while masks are not mandated by the state, local school districts should encourage them in places where social distancing is difficult. They also have the authority to require masks, and just like they would enforce a dress code policy. And he says that while disciplinary decisions are up to the district, he asks schools to make sure that students are not penalized for expressing their concerns. If you have questions about the school's COVID-19 safety policy, our team has created a database that will help you out. It includes things like if temperature checks or masks are required, and you can find it in our story on 11alive.com.
Let's get you caught up on some other local headlines. The search for a rape suspect in DeKalb County ended last night. 35-year-old Marquise Harvey was arrested at his East Point home. It comes just 2 days after deputies tried to serve a warrant. The sheriff's office says he ran away and got involved in a pursuit with a canine officer. But the sheriff's office says the canine lost track of him and acted aggressively toward a plainclothes investigator. That's when the investigator shot the dog, killing it. More than 800 Atlanta-based Delta employees could possibly be furloughed as the airline faces continued fallout from the pandemic. Delta filed this notice this week with the state labor department. According to our partners at the Atlanta Business Chronicle, the furloughs would take effect October 1st. It comes as CEO Ed Bastian confirms 20% of the company's workforce left voluntarily last week through early retirements and buyouts.
Private funeral service today was held for the one-time Republican presidential candidate, the Atlanta businessman, the talk show host from WSB Radio, the one and only Herman Cain, who died last week at the age of 74 following an extended battle with COVID-19. A Morehouse man, grew up on the west side. A remarkable story. His father was the driver for Robert W. Woodruff, the Coca-Cola czar. A staunch conservative, nobody wanted to replace Neil Bortz. He did, and he succeeded. Amazing life. And he also started hosting a new show on Newsmax TV recently. But after his passing, the president remembered him as a wonderful man and a dear friend.
I'm going to sincerely miss my brother. He may be gone physically, but he will always be with me spiritually. And whenever I think of him, he will always bring a smile to my face.
I worked with Herman Cain over WSB Radio for a couple of years. Smart, charismatic, and just a good person. If you'd like to watch the full service, it is posted on 11alive.com and on our YouTube channel. May God rest his soul. All right now, Atlanta police are no longer responding to car accidents because of injuries, without injuries because of COVID. But one couple says it could put drivers at risk, and they are offering their own experience as proof.
And don't forget, we are streaming right now on our 11 Alive YouTube channel. You can subscribe and join in the conversation in the community section. There's more 11 Alive news in primetime after the break.
Continuous COVID-19 coverage during primetime. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Police in Gwinnett County still searching for the gunman in a deadly business shooting. Police believe it was a targeted shooting because no one else was shot. One other person was hurt, but it happened while they were trying to escape. The shooter was dressed in all white, including a mask and head covering. Police are asking people to avoid the area of McGinnis Ferry Road and Satellite Boulevard as they actively search for the shooter.
It was less than 2 weeks ago when APD sent out a reminder tweet stating because of COVID-19 officers not responding to non-injury car accidents. It's been in place since March. But now an Atlanta couple says they are seeing the effects of this firsthand after the driver of an 18-wheeler crashed into their vehicle. It's a story you'll only see here, and it's an important story. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens has more.
You're not giving him any of your insurance information.
This is part of a verbal exchange between a couple and a truck driver after an accident. We're not showing the truck driver's face because he hasn't been charged with a crime.
But he tried to turn into the post office, and his trailer caught my car, hit my car, and took me into the post office parking lot with him.
It happened near the Hateville post office at the intersection of Brown Mill and South Industrial Boulevard Monday morning. Derek Roberts says he immediately called police and started recording.
But if you say just call the police, you was trying to leave. So when I began to ask the guy, for his insurance information, he refused to give it to me.
Robert's wife, Octavia, can be heard asking the driver for his name and insurance information so they can properly file a claim.
You need to give him your information.
I called the police again. I said, 911 again. I said, could you please send somebody out? They was like, well, are you hurt? I said, well, no, I'm not hurt, but I'm a little banged up. My knee is still swollen, and, my shoulder and my back hurt.
The couple says they waited an hour, and still no officer showed up, and the truck driver left the scene.
This is him leaving the scene.
And then I was notified by the Hateville post office police that they said, well, APD said they're not sending no one out to no accidents unless someone is seriously injured.
The Roberts say they understand APD isn't responding to non-injury accidents due to COVID-19, as stated in this ATL 311 tweet, but they say that leaves drivers in a potentially dangerous position.
Both parties going to be upset. And then if there's nobody there to referee the situation or to official the situation, it can get ugly. An accident can turn into violence, it could turn into a fight, it could turn into a killing.
The officers need to be present to officiate and to also bring balance and safety.
And the Roberts say if they had not recorded so much on their cell phones, they wouldn't have any evidence for a police report or an insurance claim. Now, they did say an officer finally showed up about 3 hours later, and another officer followed up with them the next day, something they greatly appreciated. And to find out more about your rights in a situation like this, head to our website at 11alive.com.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb, and we're still tracking some strong thunderstorms out there, and these really have been intensifying after 6 o'clock, where a lot of the storms that we had earlier, which we didn't have a lot of them, were diminishing, and then some of these started firing up and really growing enough so that they have prompted some severe thunderstorm warnings. The trend is that they develop, they pop up and rain themselves out, and these are just kind of drifting over to the east a little bit. Let me take you to this one, the one that's now approaching Athens, moving into the Athens area there in Clark County. It was really strong over Winder and in Barrow County. It's moving into parts of Jackson County, Clark County, Oconee County as well, where we have this, and also parts of Jackson County. This is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 8:30. I do think they're going to allow this to expire at 8:30 because it's already showing some signs of weakening, but I want you in Athens and down toward Watkinsville to know you have some really heavy rain. This had hail with it earlier. I'm not detecting any more hail out of it, and our lightning count is starting to come down. We're now at 28 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. It was much higher just a little bit earlier. And then to the east of that, south and east of that, we have another severe thunderstorm warning. This is where we had a storm that was warned earlier in Morgan County, Putnam, and Greene County. It started weakening, but then it ramped up again as it moved through Greene County, also into areas of Oglethorpe, Tolliver, and Wilkes County, where we have another severe thunderstorm warning. That's in effect until 8:45. That also had some hail with it, heavy rain, and a good bit of lightning. Elsewhere over North Georgia, just a few spotty showers north and west. We're keeping an eye on these on the north side of town and northwest of us, right over Allatoona Lake. Really heavy rain with thunder and lightning. This is up 75 into Bartow County, Cobb County, also the southern parts of Cherokee County. This is not showing any signs of maybe intensifying to turn severe, but we'll keep an eye on that. Just know in North Cobb, also into South Cherokee County, really heavy rain is moving your way with some thunder and lightning. And on the north side of town here, just inside the perimeter, we've been keeping an eye on these cells with some heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. As a matter of fact, take a look at our live camera that's here on top of actually go to remote 56 if we could. That's the one I was wanting, remote 56. If we can punch that one up, that's great. If you can't get it, that's okay. This is our live camera in Rome, where we had the, okay, there's remote 56 right there, and that is right to the south of where we see that really heavy rain that is moving in just on the north side. We are hearing the thunder here in Midtown, and you're looking at 85 in the Buford Highway connector. We're going to see some rain coming in right in that area in just a little bit. Back to the computer, and you'll see what we're watching on the south side. Had a few showers down in Butts County. Those are falling apart. There's one developing in South Fulton County. We'll keep an eye on that one. Here's a live look at our tower cam. This is at our location at Truist Park, looking over the park, where you can see the sun that is setting. Sun sets now just after 8:30, but I wanted you to see this part as well. Over in this area is where we have those rain shafts with the very heavy rain that is falling now in North Cobb County up toward the Kennesaw area. For the rest of the night, these showers are going to fall apart. It's going to be quiet overnight, and then that leads us to a very quiet day tomorrow, where we're going to see some sunshine mixing in with clouds, and the rain chance much lower tomorrow at only 20%. We'll hold on to the 20% chance for a shower also on Sunday. High temperatures, it's going to be hot, up to 93, 92 Monday with the rain chance back up to 30%, then a 40% chance for showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with high temperatures each day close to 90.
Chris, thank you. President Donald Trump just wrapped up a primetime news conference from his golf club in New Jersey. He spoke about the coronavirus relief bill still being debated in Congress, and he had this stern message to congressional Democrats.
So you have a virus that comes in, and you have people in Congress that don't want to help our people. If Democrats continue to hold this critical relief hostage, I will act under my authority as president to get Americans the relief they need.
President Trump says his plan is to defer the payroll tax until the end of the year, extend unemployment benefits through the end of the year, defer student loan and interest payments until further notice, and extend the eviction moratorium. You can hear more from President Trump right now on 11alive.com.
A family's tragedy made so much more difficult because of COVID. How they are holding on to hope as they mourn the loss of a girl who never got to see her first birthday.
Your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. the things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov.
Selena Williamson should be celebrating her first birthday next month, but her life was tragically cut short. Her family told 11 Alive's Matt Pearl how COVID-19 made their worst day that much harder.
Asia and I, we have a theme for Selena's first birthday, and it was going to be sunflowers.
No matter the obstacle, a young sunflower turns its body to find the sun. It's what the family of 10-month-old Selena Williamson and her 5-year-old brother, Juwan Scroggins, must do now.
He loved her. He was like her caregiver.
Being that he couldn't go to school, she was his best friend.
Selena and Juwan's grandparents, Brooklyn and Michael Goodall, watched as COVID-19 made the most painful moment of their lives that much harder.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, her phone rang. And it was the Cobb County Police Department telling us there's been an accident. They told us the children went to 3 different hospitals.
Their daughter Asia was bringing the kids home when a driver sped into her lane and hit her Jeep head on.
When we walked into the emergency room, and we saw the chaplain and asked us to come to the family room, we kind of just knew.
Selena had died. Asia didn't know. The next morning, her parents were told they could only let her know by phone. Brooklyn and Michael finally convinced the hospital to give them 15 minutes in person.
We broke this news to our daughter. We spent this little bit of time with her, and we had to leave.
And now she's in a room by herself, knowing one child's in the hospital in coma, the other child is deceased. That's a soul-crushing thing.
The past 5 months have tested many souls touched by not COVID-19, but its impact on all facets of our lives. Asia came home last week. Juwan has broken arms and a brain injury, but is testing well. Brooklyn and Michael are pushing through it all to support their family and try to find the sun.
I'm okay. You'll be okay. I'm okay. But I'm not okay. We should be planning a party, not a memorial.
Still to come in prime time, new numbers show economic recovery in the United States is slowing down. So where do we stand when it comes to another relief bill? More on that coming up.
Frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive.
Well, we have some good news for you. Those 2 thunderstorm warnings that are over on the east side have been canceled. The one near Athens that included Clark County was supposed to expire at 8:30, which is 8:30 now, but they allowed that to expire or to be canceled just a few minutes earlier because that storm is weakening somewhat. Also, the one that was out in northern Greene County over toward Tolliver County and Wilkes County, that one was supposed to be in effect until 8:45, but that one was just canceled too, as that storm is finally dying out a good bit. Now, we're watching here closer to home here in our area, some stronger storms up 75 north up into areas of North Cobb County, Cherokee County up 575, and also into the southern parts of Bartow County. All of that really heavy rain is around Allatoona Lake with some thunder and lightning that's moving through. It's not moving very quickly. It's just drifting over to the east. And as that one starts to diminish, we see some other cells developing in North Fulton. See that coming up from nowhere around Roswell and up toward Alpharetta. Some heavy rain with that. Also on the north side of town here, near Spaghetti Junction, we have some showers there. You can see the really heavy rain here on the north side at 75 and 575. We've got about 43 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. And then here's this activity around Spaghetti Junction over near Tucker, Stone Mountain, up 85 around 29, including the Lilburn area. You've got some heavy rain there too. Those showers just drifting over to the east, and then these over to the east already. Athens, you're still getting some heavy rain with thunder and lightning, but that is showing signs of weakening. And on the south side, not a lot of activity, just beginning to see some lightning develop with this one in the southwestern parts of Fulton County. Stay with us. I'm watching all of these showers. I'll let you know when they'll diminish and if we'll see more developing tomorrow.
All right, breaking news again. Gwinnett County Police searching for a gunman who opened fire inside a business, killing one person. Joe Hankey joins us live again near Sewanee. Joe, police say the victim was targeted here in this case.
That's what they're saying so far about the shooting itself. Police were out here investigating all evening. Moments ago, though, we saw the last Gwinnett County police officers leave the manufacturing building behind me. That's where the shooting took place, where the investigation was focused. The shooter still on the run tonight, though. No updates from police of any arrests being made. This all happened in the middle of the afternoon, around 2:30. Gwinnett County police say they started receiving several 911 calls about an active shooter situation What we now know is that there was only one victim from the actual shooting found. Police say someone went into the building here in the 600 block of Satellite Boulevard near Suwannee, next to the intersection of Satellite and McGinnis Ferry Road. That person went in, started shooting. Several people started running. One person was hit by the gunfire. Another person was injured in the middle of the frantic scene as people ran away. The shooter, described by police as possibly a man, 6 feet tall, thin build, unknown race. He was wearing all white from head to toe. He had a mask on covering his whole face. The one person that was shot, Gwinnett County Police have confirmed, has since died. Here's what police say about the victim and the shooting itself.
Upon initial arrival to the scene and speaking with witnesses, it was believed that the male had come into the business and started opening fire on multiple people. However, the information that we're starting to get coming through to investigators is that this person was possibly targeted.
And so far tonight, police have not released any details about any possible relationship between the shooter and the victim. They've also released no information about the victim. I'm told they are working to contact that person's family first, of course, before putting any information out. Anyone in the area, police are asking them to remain vigilant tonight. This is an industrial area. There's also residential area around here in wooded area. There's a lot of land out here. Police are looking through the area for that shooter. If you see something out of the ordinary, you're asked to call 911. We'll send it back to you in studio.
As we continue to learn more about the pandemic safety measures inside Paulding County schools, we are hearing from a former school nurse who says she felt forced to resign.
Amy Westmoreland says for 4 years she was a nurse at W.C. Abney Elementary School, the largest elementary school in Paulding County. She says her concerns began in May when the school allowed teachers and staff back inside to close up for summer.
People weren't social distancing or wearing a mask.
As she watched the number of cases continue to rise over the summer, Amy received an email from the Paulding County School District saying masks were not required and social distancing would be encouraged as much as possible.
I felt as a nurse that I would not be able to do my job protecting the children if I were in that space.
She says she felt she had to resign, sending a lengthy email to her manager detailing her reasoning.
I sent the email and the response I got was, "Thank you, I'll send this to HR." You know, that's hurtful to me because I love my job, I love the children, and of course I would give anything to be able to be there to help them, but I don't think it's safe.
Amy's resignation comes at a time when Georgia is hurting for this role in school districts. According to the Georgia Association of School Nurses, only 39% of all public schools in the state have a full-time licensed nurse. The organization has a petition asking the state to fund an additional 200 nurses.
I'm glad I took a stand because I think somebody needs to speak out.
Paulding County does give the option for students to be taught either at school face-to-face or virtually online. We reached out to the school district for comment on Amy's concerns and have not yet received a response. Students at Georgia Tech have started moving in today, and part of that process for many will be going to get a COVID-19 test. The school is offering free testing for everyone on campus, but it is voluntary. The school says results should be available within 48 hours. They don't just want people getting a test who are feeling sick. It's a goal to test 1,500 asymptomatic students, faculty, and staff each day to try and curb the spread. As we learn more, we will post it on 11alive.com.
A monthly look at unemployment shows that economic recovery in the United States is now slowing down. We have only recovered a total of 1.8 million jobs in July, and that's down from June, when we gained 4.8 million. So that means there is still just over 10% of the workforce that is out of a job right now. Meanwhile, Congress and the White House are struggling to find common ground on a relief bill. Alice Barr has more on how negotiations are going right now.
As businesses open their doors and bring back laid-off workers, the U.S. economy added 1.8 million jobs in July, lowering the unemployment rate from 11 to 10.2%. President Trump and his advisors declaring victory.
The policies that the president we put in place is going to push that rate significantly below 10% going forward, and that to me is that's good news.
But the job gains are lower than in May and June.
We have a total of 31 million people collecting some kind of unemployment.
And economists warn the recovery may only get harder.
This is the low-hanging fruit coming back. It came back with tremendous federal assistance. That assistance is now ended.
Top White House officials back on Capitol Hill today, resuming talks with Democrats over the next relief bill after negotiations ended bitterly last night.
I offered to them, we'll take down $1 trillion if you add $1 trillion in. They said absolutely not.
Time is running out for the workers and small business owners struggling to hang on.
Pretty soon I'll be selling my house to try to keep this restaurant alive. My message to Washington, D.C. is stop bickering with each other.
President Trump says he's considering an executive order to address evictions, unemployment benefits, and a payroll tax cut. But there are looming questions over whether he could legally go around Congress.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
A new COVID-19 mega testing site is opening next week near Hartsfield-Jackson. And this comes just days after the White House coronavirus task leader, Dr. Deborah Birx, expressed concern about infection numbers in Atlanta and 8 other big cities, according to the Department of Public Health. This new site will have the capacity to test 5,000 people a day. Tests are free to any Georgia resident, and they will be done with a self-administered nasal swab, and you get your results within about 3 days. Online registration is recommended. And we have posted more information, including the link to make an appointment under the As Seen on TV section of the 11 Alive app.
Throughout the pandemic, we have frequently heard about the virus's disproportionate impact on communities of color. The CDC says long-standing systemic health and social inequities have put minority groups at an increased risk for contracting COVID-19. But lawmakers are hoping to reverse some of those historic obstacles with new legislation to increase representation in the medical field. According to the Association of American Medical Colleges, less than 6% of doctors in the United States are African American. That same goes for Hispanics. But a new Senate bill worth $1 billion hopes to change that, and with it close the race gap in health care.
Recruit, enroll, and retain. That's the goal of the newly proposed Expanding Medical Education Act put forth by Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. The legislation says its mission is to tackle the lack of representation of rural students, underserved students, and students of color in the physician pipeline. Changes that could cut down mistrust in doctors and healthcare systems and close the gap in healthcare. A 2006 study from the National Institutes of Health found black populations distrust medical providers due to factors like perceived racism or greed. There's also the history of African Americans being used against their will for medical experimentation without their consent or against their will. So how could the legislation address this history? The bill would prioritize $1 billion in grant money for minority-serving institutions like historically black colleges and universities. The money would be used to create medical schools or campuses in areas that are medically underserved, are experiencing a shortage of healthcare professionals, or where no such schools are already established. The schools would be required to hire diverse faculty and staff and recruit, admit, and keep students from disadvantaged backgrounds, underrepresented races and ethnicities, rural areas, low incomes, and first-generation students. Grant recipients will have to report to Congress on actions taken with the funding. For some, the bill isn't a cure-all, but Daniel Dawes with the Morehouse School of Medicine says it's a start to an effort we should take seriously.
We'll continue to merely nibble around the edges of the problem of racial health inequities in our state, in our country, unless we diversify the health professions. If we do not do that and do that seriously.
While medical school enrollment was up 31% last year, the Association of American Medical Colleges says blacks only made up about 7% of the students, and Hispanics just 6%. They're also seeing drops in enrollment in rural programs as doctors in remote communities are growing older and retiring and not being replaced quickly enough.
A similar House version of the bill was proposed earlier this year in January, but hasn't made much progress.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Storm Trackers. Good news is those storms over on the east side where we had the severe thunderstorm warnings are they're weakening, and so the warnings have been canceled. Still some heavy rain over in Athens. Now our focus is on closer to home here, where even though these aren't severe, we've got some really heavy rain coming down in the metro area right now on the north side. You can see these that we've been tracking coming out of parts of North Cobb into southern Cherokee County, coming out of Paulding County and parts of Bartow County right there around Allatoona Lake. Still some heavy rain with that and some thunder and lightning. Not as much lightning with this now as we had earlier. Earlier we had more than 30 strikes in a 15-minute period. It's now down to 18 lightning strikes in a 15-minute period. And you can see that heavy rain right along 575. Also here in North Fulton from Roswell on up to Johns Creek and Alpharetta. This stretches into Norcross and down into the North DeKalb area and into parts of Gwinnett County here on the east side of 85 near Lilburn, where we have some heavy rain and thunder and lightning. That is drifting over to the east, but it's showing signs of weakening somewhat as these showers just kind of develop, then rain themselves out. But as they're raining themselves out, they're just kind of drifting on over to the east a little bit. Also, here's a look at those showers. Athens still getting in some heavy rain and thunder and lightning, even though it's not classified as severe anymore. It's still a pretty stout thunderstorm that's coming down there that's moving on over into parts of Oglethorpe County now with heavy rain, thunder and lightning stretching down into Oconee County near Watkinsville. And then on the south side, we're keeping an eye on this one in South Fulton County. I don't think that's going to grow to be anything big, but a shower that was developing there with some thunder and lightning. And then also on the south side here in Coweta County, we'll keep an eye on that to see if that develops there near Noonan. Here's a live look. This is our tower cam in Cobb County at Truist Park as we're looking north toward those dark clouds and those storms that we're talking about there. You can see the rain shaft there in the distance too, with the heavy rain that's coming down with those dark clouds. Now, we got up to 91 today. I know I told you earlier that our high was 90. They just revised it just a little while ago. We did bump up to 91, and right now we're 87. Look at these areas that had rain. Carrollton, 78 degrees, you dropped down there. And then look at Athens. With the rain that came through down, you've dropped down to 74. And in Eatonton, you're down to 75 as the storms move through Putnam County and Lake Oconee a little bit earlier. So that's what these showers can do for you. It drops the temperatures and cools things down. An 8 on the wazometer tomorrow. Rain chances are going to be lower. I don't think we're going to be seeing tomorrow as many of these strong storms around. Now, we're not going down to 0 for a rain chance, but it's going to be at about 20%. And it's still going to be warm with highs near 93 degrees. We've got some slightly drier air that's starting to move in during the nighttime hours tonight and early tomorrow morning. It's going to be mostly sunny to start in the morning, and then once we get to lunchtime, a couple of clouds will mix in. And in the afternoon, as you can see here at 5 o'clock, not a lot of green on the map, but there is some. So there's that 20% chance you'll get hit by a shower. That dies out in the late evening and overnight, and then Sunday, another dry start. And on Sunday, we're going to keep just that 20% chance for a few isolated showers that will be around here in our area. Now, another thing we're watching in the tropics, the time of year when things start to get a little more active, we don't really have a lot out there that we're watching, just a few little disturbances. This one here out in the middle of the Atlantic is one that we need to keep an eye on. Hurricane Center just giving this a 10% chance of development over the next 2 or 5 days. We'll keep an eye on that and any other disturbances that develop, because this is when things start ramping up a little bit more. 93 for a high Saturday and Sunday. 20% chance for a shower both days. So I think a lot of us will stay dry. Back to a 30% chance Monday. And then higher rain chances as more moisture content starts to move back in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're still talking about mainly afternoon showers, but I think we'll see more of those developing for the middle and also the end of the week.
Families are asking for better conditions inside a Georgia State prison where inmates say they have little food or running water.
gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov.
Claims of deplorable conditions inside Ware State Prison led to a protest outside the parole board building in Atlanta yesterday. Family members of inmates saying the inmates have little food, no running water. The allegations come days after a violent weekend inside the prison. 2 guards and 3 inmates were hurt. Hope Ford spoke to loved ones of the inmates who are begging the outside world for help.
We're trying to find out why are our sons being treated in such an inhumane fashion.
Minister Dwight Futch spent time in Cobb County Jail in 2012.
Slept on the floor, was not given the showers as frequently as we know we should have.
Some of his claims are similar to ones made about Ware State Prison in Waycross, where a bloody attack happened over the weekend. Now families are protesting for better conditions. Tamara McIntyre is a former correctional officer. Her husband is a Ware State inmate. McIntyre claims lack of proper food and hygiene has remained a problem.
My husband calling me complaining about not eating. I was like, as an ex-correctional, I was like, oh no, you're eating. Well, they wasn't eating. They ain't showering. They're not doing anything but sitting them guys in them cells 24/7.
Cell phone video shared with 11 Alive on Tuesday appears to show an inmate describing the conditions inside Ware State: lack of running water and only cheese sandwiches to eat. The Georgia Department of Corrections responded to the allegations. Writing an email, inmates are being provided meals daily and maintenance is checking cells for inoperable toilets. But McIntyre says that's not the story she's getting from her husband.
He's like, man, I've been trying to yell to get somebody to get us some water, some food, something.
These families say they want conditions in the prison improved for the sake of the inmates and the guards.
We're not asking for a favor. We just think it's just a right thing to do.
The families say that staffing shortages are a problem in prisons all across the state of Georgia. The Department of Corrections says it has since added staff to Ware State. Still, the department has yet to say what led to this weekend's violent attack. Ahead on Prime Time, a Georgia Republican runoff race is getting national attention, with one candidate appearing to embrace conspiracy theories.
Cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory disease.
This year at the Atlanta Sports Awards, the Positive Athlete Award is going to a remarkable young soccer player who is using the game to help others who are struggling around the world, just as he once was himself.
The Positive Athlete of the Year, presented by Southern Company.
My goal is just to make an impact. Wherever I go, I just want to reach people.
On a muggy night in Norcross, what looks like a typical soccer practice is much more.
He knows that his presence makes a difference in the life of these kids.
17-year-old Waswa Robbins is helping lead a soccer camp for children in vulnerable communities. After a day of working and training with Atlanta United's Youth Academy.
Came from a difficult background that I guess allows him to connect with some of the kids that we serve.
I'm originally from Uganda, Africa. At a very young age, I lost both my parents and twin brothers. Not knowing who your parents really were and not having their image in your brain, it's hard.
In 2007, a nonprofit worker named Roxanne Robbins moved to Uganda. On a drive, she stopped on the side of the road and noticed children playing soccer. One of them was Waswa.
It took me to Kampala to get medical help.
After 7 years serving in Uganda, Roxanne adopted Waswa, eventually bringing him to Georgia. She enrolled him at the Lovett School, and one thing he carried with him was his love for the beautiful game.
Strong run into the box by Waswa Robbins, plays it back.
Each summer, Waswa takes the skills he's learned at the Youth Academy and travels to Uganda to teach the kids in his village. Beyond soccer, Waswa started a club at Lovett called Africa Interactive, where kids at Lovett can interact with those Waswa grew up with. No matter where in the world Waswa is, he's serving.
Brings me great sense of joy.
Don't forget to watch the Sports Awards on August 15th right here on our sister station, 11 Alive.
Right now in prime time, early voting is over for Georgia's primary runoff election, the unusual choice facing some Republicans and why it's drawing national attention. Plus, how the impact of coronavirus is driving medical schools to increase diversity in their classrooms and why that's good news for everyone's health.
11 Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
We start tonight with breaking news. A gunman remains on the run tonight in Gwinnett County after opening fire inside a business, killing one person. We've been following this story for several hours now. Let's check in now with Joe Hankey from the scene tonight.
Well, Gwinnett County Police and its crime scene investigators cleared out around 8:30 tonight after spending several hours focused on the manufacturing building about a block behind me. That's where the shooting took place earlier this afternoon. Gwinnett County Police tell us around 2:30 they started receiving several 911 calls with those callers describing an active shooter situation at the building in the 600 block of Satellite Boulevard here in Sewanee. That's near the intersection of Satellite and McGinnis Ferry Road. The latest update from Gwinnett County Police details a person going inside. They started shooting and hit one person in what investigators believe was a targeted shooting. Multiple people working inside the building began running. One person was injured in that frantic scene when people were trying to get away, but that person not injured by the gunfire. The person that was shot has since died. Police are working tonight to contact their family before releasing any information about the victim. The shooter, described by police as possibly a man, 6 feet tall, thin build, unknown race, wearing all white loose clothing from head to toe. That person had a white mask on covering their entire head. The shooter ran off, still on the run. Last of what we've heard from Gwinnett Police. Here's their message to people living in the area.
The suspect left on foot. It is possible that he is still in the area. We're asking the general public to be vigilant. If they see somebody that does not look like they belong in their neighborhood, contact 911 immediately. Do not try and contact that person or confront that person.
And where we are standing is rather quiet. This is an industrial area. It's after hours. There's nearby homes and apartments, though, a lot of woods around here. So police say they believe the shooter still could be in the area tonight. They're searching the area, but they're asking everyone, be vigilant. If you see something out of the ordinary, call 911 immediately. We'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, Joe, thank you. So there was a lot of afternoon traffic in the area when this all went down. We did talk with one woman over the phone earlier today who was driving by when police got to the scene.
It was scary. I just thought, I hope they find him soon. You know, with all these people out here, you know, there was so much traffic right now. We don't know what's going to happen right now. Hopefully they find him soon.
As the search continues for this gunman, download the 11 Alive News app to get breaking news updates. On Tuesday, Republicans will vote in a race that has gotten national attention. It pits two Trump-supporting conservatives against each other, and one who has drawn attention for her embrace of conspiracy theories. Here's 11 Alive's Doug Richards.
Good to meet you too.
In a video shot and edited by her campaign, Marjorie Greene is seen at a restaurant in Chatsworth, popping out of the drive-through window, cheerily greeting customers and asking for their votes. Ask her about government, and you might hear this from an Atlanta Press Club debate in July.
All Americans, we are very aware of the fact of an existence of the deep state.
Yes or no? Are you a follower of QAnon?
I, like many Americans, are disgusted with the deep state who've launched an effort to get rid of President Trump. We saw it launch straight from Barack Obama's White House.
Greene, who ran for Congress in a different Georgia district 2 years ago, may be the attention-grabbing frontrunner in a runoff with physician and Floyd County Sheriff's volunteer medic John Cowan.
Yet you've been parading yourself around like a fake police officer. So what do you have to say about impersonating a police officer while police are under attack?
There's lots of squirrels and bats in that attic. For 10 years, I've served as a trauma surgeon and backed up our SWAT team and emergency professionals when they get injured on the job coming in to our emergency rooms.
In a Northwest Georgia district packed with counties that overwhelmingly backed Donald Trump 4 years ago, both candidates say they are hearty supporters of the president now, including his handling of the pandemic.
The president's done an excellent job by allowing state governors and local municipalities to decide what works for them.
For Republican primary voters, the choice may come down to style, the physician or the firebrand.
If you're a Republican and if you are unapologetically conservative like I am, you're going to see people like me called a racist even when it's very unwarranted.
Greene got almost twice as many votes as Cowan got in the June primary, but couldn't get above 50%. Whichever Republican wins the runoff on Tuesday will be the overwhelming favorite to win in November to replace Tom Graves, who is retiring from Congress.
So what is QAnon? It's a conspiracy theory where East supporters believe they're following an anonymous government insider known as Q, who's leaking classified information online about cover plans targeting President Trump. But the claims have proven to be baseless, like the Pizzagate saga. So does Marjorie Greene really support QAnon? We're verifying the facts tonight on Up Late at 11.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Storm Trackers. It's a Friday night, and once again, we are tracking some showers and storms. I'm on Facebook Live right now with 350 people who are on. A lot of them are telling me what's going on. In fact, Denise Fleeman just says we're getting a downpour in Arnoldsville, Georgia. Alexis Buckholt says we have rain finally in Woodstock. Laura Smithy says my son is at the North Georgia Speedway in South Murray County. She says it's great there. And then also we have hearing thunder in Suwanee, not raining yet. That's from Susan Perry. So a lot of people are talking about what type of rain they're seeing. And let me show you on radar. And this is kind of going right along with what we're hearing from our folks on Facebook Live. On the north side, really heavy rain coming in from Cobb County, South Cherokee County into North Fulton, extending into western Gwinnett. We had some of these showers earlier inside the perimeter around Chamblee and Dorville. That's extended over into Gwinnett County. This is not classified as severe, but we have some really heavy rain with this and a lot of lightning. We have about 23 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. With this one just popped up right there. Really heavy rain that's about to cross over there into North Fulton. We have this around Roswell. We had confirmation from folks on Facebook Live right now confirming the really heavy rain in Roswell extending to Johns Creek and over into Norcross, Berkeley Lake. We had a confirmation of that on Berkeley Lake a little while ago too. And then lighter showers down towards Snellville, dry inside the perimeter right now. We've got a cell that we're watching right there in South Fulton. It's beginning to produce a little bit of lightning. Take a look now at the bigger picture. Let me show you what we're watching. And you can see over on the east side, over toward Athens, also toward Lake Oconee, that's where we had severe thunderstorm warnings a little bit earlier. Those have been canceled, but still some heavy rain. And then on the south side, not much going on now. Stay with us. We'll let you know when these storms will die out and if we'll see more redeveloping tomorrow.
The latest numbers show more than 4,000 new cases of COVID-19 reported in Georgia. But we want to draw your attention to another figure, 91 additional deaths in 24 hours. Data from the state shows we're averaging more than 50 deaths per day. That is the highest rate since the pandemic started. We're also learning more about Georgia's youngest coronavirus victim to date, a 7-year-old boy from Chatham County. He was Black and had no pre-existing conditions. The coroner tells our sister station in Savannah the boy had a seizure in the shower. He was rushed to the hospital where he later died. The coroner also believes the boy may have been infected at church. He had contact with 2 elderly members who tested positive for COVID, and they both also died. Pictures of crowded hallways and packed back-to-school pictures have parents really concerned about the policies in place to keep their students safe at school districts all across the metro. 11 Alive is where Atlanta Speaks, and all week we have been hearing their concerns. We're receiving a lot of emails and comments every day from people in several districts, like this one from a parent in Cherokee County who wrote us about crowded classrooms saying, quote, "This is not what I sent my child to school for. Please help." We're continuing to press school officials for answers and bring you the very latest on how they're addressing your concerns tonight. Our Tracy Amick Pierce digging into the district's response, one district that is, and the district in one county once considered a hot spot.
Let's be honest, in a high school with 1,200 kids during a class transition, it's going to be impossible to socially distance.
Communications Director Stan Lewis says that's why all Hall County students and teachers will be wearing masks when they return to school August 24th.
It's about the safety of our students, the safety of our staff members. We're looking closely at the science and data.
Hall County was considered a hot spot for COVID earlier this spring due to outbreaks at poultry plants. Since the pandemic started, Hall County has had 5,947 cases and 92 people have died from COVID-19. Because of that, Lewis says they had to mandate masks for the start of the school year, with 75% of all students returning in person.
Hall County has got its challenges. We've been hit by the virus pretty hard, so we feel like the masks are appropriate for where we are at this time.
And if a student isn't wearing one?
We're going to be tactful. We're going to say, hey, you know, we're here to learn, but we've got some parameters. If they don't have a mask, we're going to do our very best to offer them a mask.
Lewis recognizes the challenges of a new school year with new procedures, but says these changes need to happen to keep all of Hall County safe.
We're not going to sacrifice student safety for convenience.
Lewis says they will also be wearing masks on school buses and will have their temperature taken when they get on the bus. They also extended their teacher planning from 1 week to 3 to make sure they have all the protocols in place.
And we have a back-to-school guide for you on 11alive.com, breaking down plans for each Metro Atlanta district, plus the latest recommendations from state officials. We can send it right to your phone. Just text the word school to the number you see there on your screen, 404-885-7600. Herman Cain, a former businessman and one-time Republican political candidate for president, remembered today as more than the sum of his resume.
He excelled in education. He excelled in corporate America. Yeah. And he excelled in politics. Yes, sir. But he never lost touch with his God and with his church.
Cain died last week at the age of 74 following an extended battle with COVID-19. A Morehouse graduate, staunch conservative, and successful Atlanta radio host, he had recently started hosting a new show on Newsmax TV. After his passing, President Trump remembered him as a wonderful man and a dear friend. You can watch today's full funeral service on our 11 Alive YouTube page. Right now, Atlanta police are no longer responding to car accidents without injuries because of COVID-19. But one couple says it could put drivers at risk, and they're offering their own experience as proof. And don't forget, we are streaming live right now for you on the 11 Alive YouTube channel. Go ahead and subscribe and join the conversation in the community section. Stick around, more 11 Alive news in prime time coming up after the break.
That lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message.
So it was less than 2 weeks ago when APD sent out a reminder tweet stating because of COVID-19, officers are not responding to non-injury car accidents. It's been in place since March, but now an Atlanta couple says they are seeing the effects of this firsthand after the driver of an 18-wheeler crashed into their vehicle. It's a story you'll see only here. 11 Alive's Latasha Gibbons has more.
You're not giving him any of your insurance information. This is part of a verbal exchange between a couple and a truck driver after an accident. We're not showing the truck driver's face because he hasn't been charged with a crime.
But he tried to turn into the post office and his trailer caught my car, hit my car, and took me into the post office parking lot with him.
It happened near the Hapeville post office at the intersection of Brown Mill and South Industrial Boulevard Monday morning. Derek Roberts says he immediately called police and started recording.
But if you say just call the police, you was trying to leave. So when I began to ask the guy, for his insurance information, he refused to give it to me.
Robert's wife, Octavia, can be heard asking the driver for his name and insurance information so they can properly file a claim. You need to give him your information.
I called the police again. I said, 911 guy said, could you please send somebody out? They was like, well, are you hurt? I said, well, no, I'm not hurt, but I'm a little banged up. My knee is still swollen, and, my shoulder and my back hurt.
The couple says they waited an hour, and still no officer showed up, and the truck driver left the scene. This is him leaving the scene.
And then I was notified by the Hapeville post office police that they said, well, APD said they're not sending no one out to no accidents unless someone is seriously injured.
The Roberts say they understand APD isn't responding to non-injury accidents due to COVID-19, as stated in this ATL 311 tweet, but they say that leaves drivers in a potentially dangerous position.
Both parties going to be upset. And then if there's nobody there to referee the situation or to official the situation, it can get ugly. An accident can turn into violence, it could turn into a fight, it could turn into a killing.
The officers need to be present to officiate and to also bring balance and safety.
And the Roberts say if they had not recorded so much on their cell phones, they wouldn't have any evidence for a police report or an insurance claim. Now, they did say an officer finally showed up about 3 hours later, and another officer followed up with them the next day, something they greatly appreciated. And to find out more about your rights in a situation like this, head to our website at 11alive.com.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Storm Tracker, still talking with about 200 people on Facebook Live right now, and a lot of folks are commenting on the rain, thunder, and lightning that we're dealing with on the north side. These are not classified as severe, but we do have a lot of rain with us and lightning, and we're even seeing the lightning count increasing some on the north side. So if you're there, you're most likely hearing thunder, seeing lightning, and some of you hearing some of that, or having some of that heavy rain. These are popping up. They developed here in North Cobb, southern parts of Bartow and northern Cherokee County. They started drifting to the east and really started to intensify a little bit more. Here we are, and you can see that heavy rain stretching from Canton in Cherokee County into North Fulton, North DeKalb getting a little bit. Some folks on Facebook Live just commented Dunwoody getting some lightning and thunder. also in western Gwinnett County, some of that heavier rain, and that's drifting over to the east. At the same time, this is trying to rain itself out. Look at the number of lightning strikes, 61 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. That number's actually gone up a little bit from what we were showing you a little bit earlier. Most of that lightning is here right at North Fulton, on the Fulton-Gwinnett County line toward Johns Creek, down to the north of Dunwoody here, also toward Roswell, and right there on the line of Cherokee and North Fulton. This is trying to get, excuse me, over to 85, and we have a couple of lightning strikes, even not in those storms, near Tucker and also Stone Mountain. So here's the motion with this. They've been drifting over to the east, not moving really that fast. And then also watching on the east side, these were severe storms earlier in Athens and down near Lake Oconee. That's all moving to the east into Comer. Heavy rain there, but no longer classified as severe. And then keeping an eye on that one in South Fulton. We're getting a little more lightning there. Is that showing signs of growing? I don't think it's going to get strong. And then over on the west side, or on the south side, it's a lot quieter. We'll see if this one makes it to Hartsfield-Jackson in just a little bit, but now heavy rain over at Union City. All right, take a look outside. Now, this tower cam, I know this is going to look dark, all right? Can you see the lights there at the bottom of the screen? The reason I'm showing you this dark tower cam is because I've been monitoring this tonight and keeping an eye on that thunder from the distance. This is our tower cam here at Truist Park, where we're looking toward the east. And of course, right when I show you this camera, you can't see the lightning from the distance, but I was watching some of this just a little bit earlier. And I'll keep an eye on that as we continue through the evening hours. We hit 91 for a high today, and now the temperatures are down into the 80s. It's 84 here in town, Duluth 82. Gainesville with a shower nearby, you went down to 78. And Athens, you had heavy rain that came through earlier. It dropped you to 73, so that's a lot cooler in Athens. And Eatonton is also at 73 as you had the storms that came through Putnam County a little while ago. We're going to go with an 8 on the wasometer for tomorrow, as things are going to be a little drier. It's still going to be really warm with high temperatures getting up to 93 degrees, but with lower humidity, that's going to feel more like 93 degrees instead of 100 because the heat index is not going to be as much of an issue. And our rain chance is only going to be 20% tomorrow in the afternoon. In fact, you'll see what we have out there tonight. Those showers that are out there tonight dying down. In the morning, mostly sunny start. Lunchtime, still mostly sunny to partly cloudy. And then in the afternoon, not a widespread coverage of rain, just that 20% chance that you'll get hit by a shower. And it looks like it's pretty much the same pattern in here on Sunday as well, as we're going to have a 20% chance for showers on Sunday. And then a little more moisture moves it back into the area for next week. A 30% chance for showers Monday, then a 40% chance Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. High temperatures throughout the period look like they'll hold right around 90 for next week, maybe even 89 degrees by Friday.
So boosting your immune system could be the key to fighting the coronavirus, but that doesn't mean taking vitamins and supplements. Instead, researchers are trying to develop a drug that could become an effective treatment. Kayla Wheeler with our sister station in St. Louis is learning more about it.
Dr. Ken Remy spent the beginning of the pandemic treating some of the sickest patients in St. Louis.
Intubated a fair amount of moms and dads and their children.
While researching at the same time.
We were taking care of COVID patients, but yet we were running samples to our labs to try to really understand in real time what was occurring.
He and his Washington University team found that in most of the patients they studied at Missouri Baptist and Barnes Jewish hospitals, the virus suppressed their immune systems, making it hard to fight.
Their cells were somewhat paralyzed.
So the doctors took their research a step further, trying to figure out what could boost the immune system. They think a drug called interleukin-7 does the trick.
And we've demonstrated that it restores those immune cells that are suppressed and actually can restore the numbers of those cells so that hopefully patients can start fighting the disease.
The next step is proving its effectiveness, and that effort just got FDA approval. Dr. Remy says next week, doctors will begin studying the drug's impacts at 5 locations in the United States and at some sites in Europe as well. He says if that study is a success, the drug could be used in COVID treatment by late fall or early winter.
We're hopeful and optimistic that this actually may save lives.
A family's tragedy made so much more difficult because of COVID-19. How they're holding on to hope even as they mourn the loss of a girl who never got to see her first birthday.
We hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Serena Williamson should be celebrating her first birthday next month, but her life was tragically cut short. Her family told 11 Alive's Matt Pearl how COVID-19 made their worst day that much harder.
Asia and I, we have a theme for Selena's first birthday, and it was going to be sunflowers.
No matter the obstacle, a young sunflower turns its body to find the sun. It's what the family of 10-month-old Serena Williamson and her 5-year-old brother, Juwan Scroggins, must do now.
He loved her. He was like her caregiver.
Being that he couldn't go to school, she was his best friend.
Selena and Juwan's grandparents, Brooklyn and Michael Goodall, watched as COVID-19 made the most painful moment of their lives that much harder.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, her phone rang. And it was the Cobb County Police Department telling us there's been an accident. They told us the children went to 3 different hospitals.
Their daughter Asia was bringing the kids home when a driver sped into her lane and hit her Jeep head on.
When we walked into the emergency room and we saw the chaplain and asked us to come to the family room, we kind of just knew.
Selena had died. Asia didn't know. The next morning, her parents were told they could only let her know by phone. Brooklyn and Michael finally convinced the hospital to give them 15 minutes in person.
We broke this news to our daughter. We spent this little bit of time with her, and we had to leave.
And now she's in a room by herself, knowing one child's in the hospital in coma, the other child is deceased. That's a soul-crushing thing.
The past 5 months have tested many souls. Souls touched by not COVID-19, but its impact on all facets of our lives. Asia came home last week. Juwan has broken arms and a brain injury, but is testing well. Brooklyn and Michael are pushing through it all to support their family and try to find the sun.
I'm okay. You'll be okay. I'm okay. But I'm not okay. We should be planning a party, not a memorial.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff,
President Donald Trump held a primetime news conference at his New Jersey Golf Club. He talked about the coronavirus relief bill still being debated in Congress. He had this stern message to congressional Democrats.
So you have a virus that comes in, and you have people in Congress that don't want to help our people. If Democrats continue to hold this critical relief hostage, I will act under my authority as president to get Americans the relief they need.
President Trump says his plan is to defer the payroll tax until the end of the year, extend unemployment benefits through the end of the year, defer student loans and interest payments until further notice, and extend the eviction moratorium. You can hear more from President Trump right now on 11alive.com. Claims of deplorable conditions inside Ware State Prison led to a protest outside the parole board in Atlanta on yesterday. Family members of inmates say the inmates have little food or running water. The allegations come days after a violent weekend at the prison. 2 guards and 3 inmates were hurt there. Hope Ford's talked to loved ones begging for help.
We're trying to find out why are our sons being treated in such an inhumane fashion.
Minister Dwight Futch spent time in Cobb County Jail in 2012.
Slept on the floor, was not given the showers as frequently as we know we should have.
Some of his claims are similar to ones made about Ware State Prison in Waycross, where a bloody attack happened over the weekend. Now families are protesting for better conditions. Tamara McIntyre is a former correctional officer. Her husband is a Ware State inmate. McIntyre claims lack of proper food and hygiene has remained a problem.
My husband calling me complaining about not eating. I was like, as an ex-correctional, I was like, oh no, you're eating. Well, they wasn't eating. They ain't showering. They're not doing anything but sitting them guys in them cells 24/7.
Cell phone video shared with 11 Alive on Tuesday appears to show an inmate describing the conditions inside Ware State: lack of running water and only cheese sandwiches to eat. The Georgia Department of Corrections responded to the allegations. Writing an email, inmates are being provided meals daily and maintenance is checking cells for inoperable toilets. But McIntyre says that's not the story she's getting from her husband.
He's like, man, I've been trying to yell to get somebody to get us some water, some food, something.
These families say they want conditions in the prison improved for the sake of the inmates and the guards.
We're not asking for a favor. We just think it's just a right thing to do.
The families say staffing shortages are a problem at prisons all across the state. The Department of Corrections says it has since added staff to Ware State. Still, the department has yet to say what led to this weekend's violent attack.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Storm Trackers. And folks, we still have a lot of really heavy rain up in North Georgia or North Metro area right now. And thunder and lightning. The reason you kind of caught me off guard here, I was just looking at one of our tower cams. I'm going to show that to you in just a minute out of Gwinnett County. And we're seeing a lot of lightning up there with this. And as you can see on radar, the very heavy rain that is drifting over toward the east. But it covers areas of southern Cherokee County, northern Fulton County, and over into western Gwinnett County. Really heavy rain, a lot of thunder and lightning. I just talked with more than 300 people on Facebook Live a little while ago, and many folks were talking about how heavy this rain is with all the thunder and lightning on the north side. Let's take a look at the lightning count. We've got about 72 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. Heaviest rain is in North Fulton through Milton, also into Johns Creek, Alpharetta, Roswell. Here's Johns Creek right here. This is crossing over the line into Gwinnett County. We got a lot of thunder and lightning right here, just to the around the Duluth area and just to the west of Duluth. And this is getting close to I-85 with that heavier rain. And this is generally just drifting over to the east, and we expect it may rain itself out in a little while, but there's still so much heavy rain with this, it's going to take a little while before it rains itself out and finally collapses. The storms over on the east side have gotten a lot weaker. We had severe storms with that earlier. And here on the south side, not much action going on. We've been watching this cell along 85 in Union City with some heavy rain that had some thunder and lightning with it just a little while ago, too. Take a look out there right now. I'm about to show you a dark tower cam picture. All right, I want you to hold on. Did you see that lightning? This is up in Gwinnett County. At the bottom of the screen, you can see the parking lot of the Infinite Energy Arena right here. We're looking kind of west and northwest, and I know you were seeing the sky lightening up with the lightning. There you can see some of those flashes that are out there with the storms that are about to move into the Duluth area there in western Gwinnett County. Stay with us. We'll take another look at this tower cam in just a second and let you know when these strong storms on the north side are going to die out and if we'll see lower rain chances for your weekend.
As we continue to learn more about the pandemic safety measures inside Paulding County schools, we are hearing from a former school nurse who says she felt forced to resign. She talked with our Jennifer Bellamy.
Amy Westmoreland says for 4 years she was a nurse at W.C. Abney Elementary School, the largest elementary school in Paulding County. She says her concerns began in May when the school allowed teachers and staff back inside to close up for summer.
People weren't social distancing or wearing a mask.
As she watched the number of cases continue to rise over the summer, Amy received an email from the Paulding County School District saying masks were not required and social distancing would be encouraged as much as possible.
I felt as a nurse that I would not be able to do my job protecting the children if I were in that space.
She says she felt she had to resign, sending a lengthy email to her manager detailing her reasoning.
I sent the email and the response I got was, "Thank you, I'll send this to HR." You know, that's hurtful to me because I love my job, I love the children, and of course I would give anything to be able to be there to help them, but I don't think it's safe.
Amy's resignation comes at a time when Georgia is hurting for this role in school districts. According to the Georgia Association of School Nurses, only 39% of all public schools in the state have a full-time licensed nurse. The organization has a petition asking the state to fund an additional 200 nurses.
I'm glad I took a stand because I think somebody needs to speak out.
Paulding County does give the option for students to be taught either at school face-to-face or virtually online. We reached out to the school district for comment on Amy's concerns. We haven't gotten a response. Students at Georgia Tech have started moving in today, and part of the process for many will be going to get a COVID-19 test. The school is offering free testing for everyone on campus. It's voluntary. The school says results should be available within 48 hours, and they don't just want people who are feeling sick to get a test. Its goal is to test 1,500 asymptomatic students, faculty, and staff each day to try to curb the spread. As we learn more, we will post it on 11alive.com. A monthly look at unemployment shows economic recovery in the U.S. is slowing down. We only recovered a total of about 1.8 million jobs in July. That is down from June, when we gained 4.8 million. That means there is still just over 10% of our workforce that is out of a job. Meanwhile, Congress and the White House are struggling to find common ground on a relief bill. Alice Barr has more on how negotiations are going.
As businesses open their doors and bring back laid-off workers, the U.S. economy added 1.8 million jobs in July, lowering the unemployment rate from 11 to 10.2%. President Trump and his advisors declaring victory.
The policies that the president we put in place is going to push that rate significantly below 10% going forward. And that, to me, is that's good news.
But the job gains are lower than in May and June.
We have a total of 31 million people collecting some kind of unemployment.
And economists warn the recovery may only get harder.
This is the low-hanging fruit coming back. It came back with tremendous federal assistance. That assistance has now ended.
Top White House officials back on Capitol Hill today, resuming talks with Democrats over the next relief bill after negotiations ended bitterly last night.
I offered to them, we'll take down $1 trillion if you add $1 trillion in. They said absolutely not.
Time is running out for the workers and small business owners struggling to hang on.
Pretty soon I'll be selling my house to try to keep this restaurant alive. My message to Washington, D.C. is stop bickering with each other.
President Trump says he's considering an executive order to address evictions, unemployment benefits, and a payroll tax cut. But there are looming questions over whether he could legally go around Congress.
Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both.
Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands.
A new COVID-19 mega testing site is opening next week near Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. This comes just days after White House Coronavirus Task Force leader Dr. Deborah Birx expressed concern about infection numbers in Atlanta and 8 other large cities. According to the Department of Public Health, the new site will have the capacity to test 5,000 people a day. Tests are free to any Georgia resident. They will be done with a self-administered nasal swab, and you should get your results within 3 days. Online registration is recommended. We've posted more information, including a link to make an appointment under the As Seen on TV section of the 11 Alive app. Throughout the pandemic, we've frequently heard about the virus's disproportionate impact on communities of color. The CDC says long-standing systemic health and social inequities have put minority groups at an increased risk for contracting COVID-19. But lawmakers are hoping to reverse some of those historic obstacles with new legislation to increase representation in the medical field. According to the Association of American Medical Colleges, less than 6% of doctors in the U.S. are African American. That same goes for Hispanics. But as Jennifer Bellamy reports, a new Senate bill worth $1 billion hopes to change that, and with it, begin closing the race gap in healthcare.
Recruit, enroll, and retain. That's the goal of the newly proposed Expanding Medical Education Act put forth by Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. The legislation says its mission is to tackle the lack of representation of rural students, underserved students, and students of color in the physician pipeline. Changes that could cut down mistrust in doctors and healthcare systems and close the gap in healthcare. A 2006 study from the National Institutes of Health found black populations distrust medical providers due to factors like perceived racism or greed. There's also the history of African Americans being used against their will for medical experimentation without their consent or against their will. So how could the legislation address this history? The bill would prioritize $1 billion in grant money for minority-serving institutions like historically black colleges and universities. The money would be used to create medical schools or campuses in areas that are medically underserved, are experiencing a shortage of healthcare professionals, or where no such schools are already established. The schools would be required to hire diverse faculty and staff and recruit, admit, and keep students from disadvantaged backgrounds, underrepresented races and ethnicities, rural areas, low incomes, and first-generation students. Grant recipients will have to report to Congress on actions taken with the funding. For some, the bill isn't a cure-all, but Daniel Dawes with the Morehouse School of Medicine says it's a start to an effort we should take seriously.
We'll continue to merely nibble around the edges of the problem of racial health inequities in our state, in our country, unless we diversify the health professions. If we do not do that and do that seriously.
While medical school enrollment was up 31% last year, the Association of American Medical Colleges says blacks only made up about 7% of the students, and Hispanics just 6%. They're also seeing drops in enrollment in rural programs as doctors in remote communities are growing older and retiring and not being replaced quickly enough.
A similar House version of the bill was proposed earlier this year in January, but hasn't made any progress.
I'm getting tons and tons of comments on social media, folks asking about what's happening here up in the North Metro area with very heavy rain and almost constant lightning with these storms. They're not classified as severe. We don't have 58-mile-an-hour winds and large hail with this, but it is some really heavy rain. And as we mentioned, pretty much constant lightning up there. It's in North Fulton. Now, this was in North Cobb earlier in southern Cherokee. It's now mainly North Fulton, South Forsyth, moving into the western parts of Gwinnett County with that really heavy rain, and you can see all of the lightning with this. And in fact, I can give you a lightning count as we zoom in tighter. This is from Roswell. Should be letting up a little bit in Roswell, but West Gwinnett is getting it pretty heavy. Johns Creek and North Fulton, you're getting it. Big Creek right there over the line into South Fulton. A couple of new lightning strikes right here as that's entering West Gwinnett. This is just to the west of Buford. This is going to be moving your way, and the south end of Lake Lanier. You're about to see some of this heavy rain too. We've got about 75 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes just out of this one cell right now. So that shows how active that is, and it's drifting over to the east. It was should be raining itself out as it keeps moving to the east, but it's moving very slowly. So that means some heavy rain in a short period of time. And also, of course, all this lightning as it moves over to the east. We had severe storms earlier around Lake Oconee and up toward Athens. That has moved away. It's in Elberton, heavy rain there, but it's not classified as severe anymore. And then on the south side, not much activity going on. We've been watching this rain near Union City. It had some thunder and lightning with it, but that is showing signs of weakening too. All right, take a look at this tower cam, all right? This is going to look dark to you. You can see the lights there in the parking lot of the Infinite Energy Arena. This is in Duluth, and we're looking toward the north. All right, you see that lightning? I wanted to show you this. I know it's kind of dark. Whoa, did you check that out? In fact, I'm going to step out of the way because I want y'all to be able to see this. I've been watching this tonight, keeping an eye on the lightning, and as I mentioned, it is pretty frequent with that lightning that's coming through. We've had some, not only lighting up the sky, but also some streaks of lightning coming down. There you see it again with a very active night. So this is what folks on the north side are seeing. Many of you on the south side are like, what is he talking about? It's not raining, thunder and lightning, but it is a very intense cell that is over the north side of town right now. I was even watching these trees a little bit earlier blowing. There's another lightning strike right there blowing as some of that rain started to come in to the Duluth area. And now take a look at temperatures. The temperatures dropped to 81 in Duluth. I think that's going to be a lot lower when the 10 o'clock readings come in because of the rain-cooled air. In Atlanta, it's 84. Canton, you had some rain, so it dropped to 77. Athens, you had rain earlier tonight, and it dropped your temperature to 72, and you've been holding at 72 pretty much for the rest of the evening, for most of the evening hours. It's going to get up to 93 tomorrow, and the rain chances tomorrow are going to be lower. I'm going with a 20% chance for showers, again, in the afternoon and evening, but I really think a lot of us will make it through the day without seeing any rain at all, as we have some drier air that is starting to move in. Here's a look at what we're watching tonight as we see those storms moving out, and then tomorrow, mostly sunny start. At lunchtime, still mostly sunny. And then in the afternoon, a few clouds. And you're not seeing a lot of green showing up here. Just a few of those scattered showers, or really I should say isolated showers popping up with only that 20% chance. And then on Sunday morning, another dry, sunny start. Lunchtime still good. And still just a 20% chance for a shower here on Sunday as well. With, I think, most of the showers, I think, will be on the south side as that drier air is going to be in place from metro Atlanta northward. So enjoy the low rain chances for the weekend. Saturday and Sunday, 20% chance. It's still going to be hot, though, at 93. But with the lower humidity, I'm thinking that 93 is going to feel more like 93 instead of having a heat index that would be at 100 or above. On Monday, 92 for a high, but there you see the rain chance coming back up to 30%. 40% chance for showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And temperatures each day next week will be near 90 degrees, maybe down to 89 by Friday.
Whether there will be an NFL season this year is still undecided, but one thing's for certain, if there is one, some regulars won't be on the field. The window for opting out because of COVID concerns has closed, and 68 players chose to do so. As Sam Brock reports, it's a sharp reminder some players have bigger concerns than football.
NFL world in flux, with the field of play shrinking. Even veteran players who are returning do so with some trepidation.
We don't know how close it's going to hit home, and we don't know the impact that it's going to have when it do hit home.
The Buffalo Bills cornerback Tre'Davious White tweeting, "Crazy that me choosing my family's well-being over a game comes with so-called fans attacking and questioning me." Adding, his partner's grandfather passed away from COVID-19. You understand now? White ultimately deciding to play, but 66 of his peers will not, out of roughly 2,900 football players, representing about 2.3% of the league. The NFL telling NBC News in a statement, "These are personal decisions that each player is making. We respect those decisions and look forward to seeing those players back on the field next season." The sacrifices of staying home, substantial.
Does this make us understand that athletes have real-world problems and real-world concerns about their families?
I think it's humanized all of us. You know, for many of these athletes, this will be the endeavor that they are the most successful in their lives. So these are very difficult decisions.
One player ready to return to the field, new Tampa Bay Bucs quarterback Tom Brady.
I put a lot of time and energy into making sure I'm feeling good in order to perform at my best. But mentally, I think that's been the thing that's, obviously has its challenges.
His former team, the Patriots, hit the hardest from the opt-outs with 8 players sitting out the season, including 3-time Super Bowl champ Dante Hightower. As teams try and rally back with a month until the season starts, there remain major question marks to tackle.
There's a long way to go, a full month of ebb and flow, I think, with the NFL, before we have an idea of what football might look like, if it's going to be played at all, come September.
Players who opted out will still receive some money. For those determined to be high risk for COVID, it's $350,000. Those considered voluntary get a $150,000 stipend from their salary. We'll be right back.
Have your house cleaned by outside workers. The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to
If you're looking for a change of pace this weekend while still social distancing, you could venture to the world's longest yard sale. It stretches nearly 700 miles across 6 states: Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and Michigan. This is the 34th year for the sale. Promoters thought about canceling because of the coronavirus, but decided to add precautions like hand washing and sanitizing stations instead. Everyone is also encouraged to stay socially distant and, of course, wear your mask.
And we still have some very heavy rain, thunder and lightning on the north side right now with these storms in North Fulton, South Forsyth, West Gwinnett. Heavy rain, that lightning still there. I am seeing signs that that's starting to shrink up a little bit, so we hope that that is raining itself out and it's going to be over soon. But still a lot of lightning, about 63 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes as that drifts over to the east. We'll have more on that for you at 10 on prime time. Tomorrow, though, rain chances a little lower at 20%. Also a 20% chance for a shower on Sunday. 93 degrees for the weekend. And then the rain chances coming back up as the moisture content in the air increases. We'll have a 30% chance for showers Monday, 40% chance Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with high temperatures throughout the period after we get into next week, close to 90 degrees.
All right, stick around. Primetime rolls on at 10, and we'll see you over on 11 Alive at 11 for Up Late. To 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Eleven Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
First tonight, a gunman remains on the loose in Gwinnett County after opening fire inside a business, killing one person.
So we brought you this story as breaking news on 11 Alive News at 5, and we continue to follow the very latest. Let's check in tonight with Joe Henke from the scene.
Well, Gwinnett County Police and its crime scene investigators cleared out around 8:30 tonight after spending several hours focused on the manufacturing building about a block behind me. That's where the shooting took place earlier this afternoon. Gwinnett County Police tell us around 2:30 they started receiving several 911 calls with those callers describing an active shooter situation at the building in the 600 block of Satellite Boulevard here in Suwannee. That's near the intersection of Satellite and McGinnis Ferry Road. The latest update from Gwinnett County Police details a person going inside. They started shooting and hit one person in what investigators believe was a targeted shooting. Multiple people working inside the building began running. One person was injured in that frantic scene when people were trying to get away, but that person not injured by the gunfire. The person that was shot has since died. Police are working tonight to contact their family before releasing any information about the victim. The shooter, described by police as possibly a man, 6 feet tall, thin build, unknown race, wearing all white loose clothing from head to toe. That person had a white mask on covering their entire head. The shooter ran off, still on the run, what we've heard from Gwinnett Police. Here's their message to people living in the area.
The suspect left on foot. It is possible that he is still in the area. We're asking the general public to be vigilant. If they see somebody that does not look like they belong in their neighborhood, contact 911 immediately. Do not try and contact that person or confront that person.
And where we are standing is rather quiet. This is an industrial area. It's after hours. There's nearby homes and apartments, though, a lot of woods around here. So police say they believe the shooter still could be in the area tonight. They're searching the area, but they're asking everyone, be vigilant. If you see something out of the ordinary, call 911 immediately. We'll send it back to you in studio.
Lightning filling up the night sky earlier tonight. This was captured in Gwinnett County by one of our sky cams. We are monitoring some heavy rain and lightning on the north side right now. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb is tracking it for us all tonight.
Yeah, it's almost constant lightning on the north side right now. Aisha, I've gotten a lot of people commenting and asking questions from the north side saying, what's going on? They've been reaching out to me on social media and on Facebook Live. And we've been tracking these storms here that moved through parts of Cherokee County, also North Cobb County and through North Fulton. Now it's in South Forsyth County, West Gwinnett County with very heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. We're finally seeing this shrinking up a little bit. It's really taking a while for this to rain itself out, but now the heaviest rain is around Big Creek up toward Cumming on the south end of Lake Lanier. I know folks at Lake Lanier who are still cleaning up at Aqualand and at the Holiday Marina from the storms earlier are not wanting to see this come through. This is not as strong, though, as what we had the other day that caused all the damage there, but there's a lot of lightning, so I hope no one is on the lake right now. And that's moving into western parts of Gwinnett County. We've got about 63 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. It's not classified as severe. That's why you don't see a crawl running at the bottom of your screen. We don't have hail with it or winds of 57 miles an hour or greater, but it's just really heavy rain and a lot of that nighttime lightning. Also in Atlanta on the south side, here's a cell that's developing right there on the south end of the downtown connector. Right at the split there near East Point, where we have some heavy rain and thunder and lightning with that. We did have severe storms over on the east side a little bit earlier. Those are now moving out and they're a lot weaker. And on the south side, not a lot of rain going on. There's one cell that's developing in the southern parts of Fayette County. Here's another live look. All right, you see that there? This is our live camera. This is not on tape. This is our live camera here in Gwinnett County, where you can see some of that lightning that is flashing there on the north side. We do see that lightning count coming down, and we think that strong storm is beginning to shrink up a little bit, and we think it's going to be raining itself out pretty soon. Stay with us. We'll let you know if we'll see any additional showers developing during the day tomorrow. More on that coming up.
2 former officers involved in the May arrests of 2 college students now want a judge to drop those charges against them.
They claim the DA didn't fully investigate the case and used the arrest as a political move. Hope Ward brings us up to speed on the back and forth between the DA and the former officers.
9:46 p.m. on Saturday, March 30th. After a long day of peaceful protests, things became chaotic towards curfew. There were 165 arrests, including this one our camera caught live.
We hear a taser going off right now. We're not sure who's being tased.
Body camera footage from that night shows Morehouse student Messiah Young and Spelman student Tanaya Pilgrim were filming the arrest of someone they knew. They were asked to drive off by 2 officers before being warned if they don't, they'll go to jail. Eventually, an officer opens the door trying to pull Young from the car, who then drives off. After officers caught up with the car, you can hear someone yelling about a gun. 2 days after the arrest, Fulton County DA Paul Howard announced charges against 6 officers. Howard said this during the press conference.
Is while the incident took place, there was no mention of a firearm at all.
Now, attorneys for former Atlanta officers Ivory Streeter and Mark Gardner filed a new motion on Monday, seeking to have them immune from prosecution. The motion stated the officers were acting in self-defense. Although APD confirmed a gun was never found in the student's car, 2 out of the 5 police reports claim a gun was seen or found. Another 2 say the officers heard someone yell gun. Streeter, who's suing, wrote, "I saw a firearm being removed by an officer." One of the law firms representing him tells us there was confusion on the scene due to gunshots constantly being fired in the area, movements of one of the passengers, and what he saw at the time. Gardner's statement says he also heard someone yell gun. Again, a gun was never found. A representative from Howard's office tells 11 Alive the police reports were not considered prior to charging the officers. Only the body camera footage and the victim statements from Young and Pilgrim. The new motions accuse Howard of failing to fully investigate the arrest before charging the officers, quote, just days prior to a primary election where he was receiving a very strong and very competent challenge.
11 Alive asked District Attorney Howard to comment on the new motions and the accusations of his office failing to fully investigate the arrest and using the arrest for political gain. So far, we have yet to receive any kind of communication from his office.
President Trump is promising to get Americans the help they need amid the pandemic. The president talked about the coronavirus relief bill in a news conference a little more than 2 hours ago. The relief bill is still being debated in Congress. President Trump had a stern message to congressional Democrats.
So you have a virus that comes in, and you have people in Congress that don't want to help our people. If Democrats continue to hold this critical relief hostage, I will act under my authority as president to get Americans the relief they need.
President Trump says his plan is to defer the payroll tax until the end of the year, extend unemployment benefits through the end of the year as well, defer student loans and interest payments until further notice, and extend the eviction moratorium. You can hear more from the news conference today on 11alive.com.
The latest numbers show more than 4,000 new cases of COVID-19 have now been reported in Georgia. But we want to draw your attention to another figure, 91 additional deaths in 24 hours. Data from the state showing that we are averaging more than 50 deaths per day. That is the highest rate since the pandemic began.
New tonight, the suspension was lifted for the teen who posted a picture of a crowded high school hallway in Paulding County. The photo was spread widely online. It was everywhere, drawing a lot of criticism for the school district. The district claims 15-year-old Hannah Waters violated several school policies about the use of phones and social media during school hours. She tweeted today that she can return to school on Monday.
And a private funeral service held today in West Atlanta for the one-time Republican presidential candidate and businessman Herman Cain, the Morehouse man, who died last week at the age of 74 following an extended battle with COVID-19. What a life. Staunch conservative, successful radio host takes over for Neal Boortz when nobody believed anybody could supplant Neal. Herman believed that he could, and he did. He had recently started hosting a new show on Newsmax TV. After his death, President Trump remembered him as a wonderful man and a dear friend.
I'm going to sincerely miss my brother. He may be gone physically, but he will always be with me spiritually. And whenever I think of him, he will always bring a smile to my face.
Herman Cain absolutely succeeded at everything that he did in his life. I had the honor and the pleasure of working with him for a couple of years over at AM 750 at WSB Radio. What a good guy. Charismatic, so smart, just a decent guy. And I'll tell you what, he will be missed. May God rest his soul. The entire funeral service posted on 11alive.com and on our YouTube channel.
More than 800 Atlanta-based Delta employees could possibly be furloughed as the airline faces continued fallout from the pandemic. Delta filed the notice this week with the state labor department. According to our partners at the Atlanta Business Chronicle, the furloughs would take effect October 1st. It comes as CEO Ed Bastian confirms 20% of the company's workforce left voluntarily last week through early retirements and buyouts. Early voting for Georgia's primary runoff election is all wrapped up. On Tuesday, Republicans will vote in a race that has gotten national attention. It pits 2 Trump-supporting conservatives against each other and one who has drawn attention for her embrace of conspiracy theories. Here's 11 Alive's Doug Richards.
Good to meet you too.
In a video shot and edited by her campaign, Marjorie Greene is seen at a restaurant in Chatsworth.
popping out of the drive-through window, cheerily greeting customers and asking for their votes. Ask her about government, and you might hear this from an Atlanta Press Club debate in July.
All Americans, we are very aware of the fact of an existence of the deep state.
Yes or no? Are you a follower of QAnon?
I, like many Americans, are disgusted with the deep state who've launched an effort to get rid of President Trump. We saw it launch straight from Barack Obama's White House.
Green, who ran for Congress in a different Georgia district 2 years ago, may be the attention-grabbing frontrunner in a runoff with physician and Floyd County Sheriff's volunteer medic John Cowan.
Yet you've been parading yourself around like a fake police officer. So what do you have to say about impersonating a police officer while police are under attack?
There's lots of squirrels and bats in that attic. For 10 years, I've served as a trauma surgeon and backed up our SWAT team and emergency professionals when they get injured on the job coming in to our emergency rooms.
In a Northwest Georgia district packed with counties that overwhelmingly backed Donald Trump 4 years ago, both candidates say they are hearty supporters of the president now, including his handling of the pandemic.
The president's done an excellent job by allowing state governors and local municipalities to decide what works for them.
For Republican primary voters, the choice may come down to style, the physician or the firebrand.
If you're a Republican and if you are unapologetically conservative like I am, you're going to see people like me called a racist even when it's very unwarranted.
Green got almost twice as many votes as Cowan got in the June primary, but couldn't get above 50%. Whichever Republican wins the runoff on Tuesday will be the overwhelming favorite to win in November to replace Tom Graves, who is retiring from Congress.
The local Lebanese community coming together after that massive deadly explosion in Beirut that everybody is talking about tonight. They are working to try and support others.
Cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you, first responders.
Tonight, compassion for Beirut felt all around the world after a massive explosion leveled portions of the city. In Atlanta, the Lebanese community is coming together by raising recovery monies. Natisha Lance has the story.
Hundreds of volunteers are working to remove the rubble and debris from the streets of Beirut. Piece by piece, men and women try to recover what they can after a massive explosion demolished parts of the city, leaving at least 250,000 homeless.
Like, okay, maybe I'll retire there later on. And now a lot of people are like, maybe that's not even going to happen.
More than 6,000 miles away, Perla Osta remembers Beirut differently as a child when she lived there. She dreamed of returning there one day to live again. Financial challenges in Lebanon pushed back her timeline. Now, after the recent destruction, she's unsure it will ever happen.
It's been destroyed and rebuilt maybe 5 or 6 times. And you think there's hope, but I feel like this time we're not really getting anywhere.
Yet, filled with some hope, she's donating proceeds from her home bakery business, Sweets of the Cedar. It's a reference to the cedar tree, the national symbol of Lebanon. OSTA plans to give the money to the Red Cross for the rest of this month. The Tripoli Association of Atlanta is also opening up its heart. The organization's members are primarily of Lebanese descent, some with family and friends impacted by the blast.
Or some minor injuries, but no loss of lives, thank God.
The group says it has already raised $11,000, which will go directly to the Beirut Center Rotary Club.
Felt compelled to help because it is a humanitarian crisis.
Vigils are also being scheduled all around the metro this weekend. To find information on those vigils and how to donate to some of these causes, head to 11alive.com.
We are still tracking some heavy rain, a lot of lightning on the north side, plenty of thunder as well. We're finally seeing this cell, this thunderstorm, shrinking up a little bit. And so it's showing signs of weakening, but still holding together here in South Forsyth County, there on the south end of Lake Lanier, and in western parts of Gwinnett County. And this is where the heaviest activity is. It was in parts of Cobb County, Cherokee County. It was over Allatoona Lake earlier, moving, drifting over to the east, and now it's pretty much right over the south end of Lake Lanier is where we have that heaviest rain right now. And that's where the bulk of the lightning is located. Now, I know many of you on the north side are seeing this lightning from a distance, but it's actually striking up here in the Fulton, actually the Forsyth County and Gwinnett County line around Buford, over towards Sugar Hill, where we're seeing a lot of that lightning. And then lighter rain extends down through North Fulton and also into western Gwinnett County along 85, and just west of that is where most of that rain is. Now, we've got about 57 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes, and you can see here as you watch this, a lot of the reds are starting to shrink up a little bit, and the entire system is really starting to shrink up as well. So that's showing us that it is finally raining itself out. But if you're right under that heavy rain, you're probably thinking it's not finished yet, but it's in the process of raining itself out, and it will be improving there pretty soon. On the south side here, right along I-20 and southward between I-20 and 285 there, right at the Fulton and DeKalb County line west of Panthersville, we have another cell that has some heavy rain, thunder, and lightning there too. So I know you folks on the south side are also hearing thunder and seeing lightning. And elsewhere on the south side, it is a lot quieter, just a little shower we're watching trying to develop there in the southern parts of Fayette, moving into Spalding County. All right, I want to show you that tower cam again. This is in Gwinnett County. All right, did you see that? Right when I took that shot, you can see those flashes of lightning there. And now, even though the lightning count is coming down, it's not as constant as it was a minute ago. And again, this is a dark shot. You can see the lights there at the parking lot of the Infinite Energy Arena and there on Sugarloaf Parkway. But we're focusing on this spot up toward the north, where we're still seeing some of the lightning coming out of that right now. So it's not quite, okay, there's some right there, not quite as frequent now as it was a little bit earlier when it seemed like it was almost like constant lightning. So it is weakening. Hold on a little bit longer up there on the north side in South Forsyth, West Gwinnett, and South Hall County, as you're going to see that kind of fading out a little bit. 81 right now in Atlanta. Look at Athens, though. 72. You had a really big shower and storm came through Athens. It dropped the temperatures into the 70s. Gainesville, you're at 77 as some rain-cooled air is coming into your area. Canton, 75 as the rain came through your area earlier. Tomorrow, it's going to be hot again, getting up to 93 degrees in the afternoon hours. We will see mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Only a 20% chance for a shower popping up tomorrow. Drier air is going to move in, so the rain chances are going to be a little bit lower. We see those storms moving out tonight. And then in the morning, it's going to be a dry start, sunshine, and then a couple of clouds at lunchtime. And then in the afternoon, see that green there? That's just showing about a 20% chance that you'll get hit by a shower. I think a lot of us will make it through the day with no rain at all. We'll do the same thing on Sunday as well, 20% chance for a shower. And then the moisture content in the air comes back up, and mixing with the heating, that's going to give us a better chance for showers. Still looking like it's going to be an afternoon and evening variety next week, but a better chance you'll see some of those. In fact, Tuesday through Friday, a 40% chance for showers with highs right around 90 degrees. Take a look at your weather wow moment for today. This is from Guy Dockstader in Hiram, Georgia. You know, our storm trackers are very talented with their photography work. This is from a drone that he took this morning at sunrise, and the beautiful video of that. A nice morning to start off. We'd love for you to be a part of our 11 Alive Storm Tracker team. On Facebook, just search 11 Alive Storm Trackers. Ask to become a member of that closed group. We'll let you in, and you can see videos like Guy's, other storm trackers, and you can submit your pictures and videos and weather information there too.
America is changing how it operates amidst the pandemic. A look at the latest no-contact technology that could help Americans stay healthy.
11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97. Are you doing this to help people?
The coronavirus pandemic has spurred the need for no-contact and touchless technology to prevent the spread of the deadly virus. NBC's Liz McLaughlin shows us the latest nifty tech that could keep you safe.
America is rethinking how it operates. Amidst a global pandemic, new technology has emerged to help minimize crowds, shared surfaces, and person-to-person contact.
It's making a good thing out of a bad situation in that it's driving these companies to be more innovative.
At some airports, new cameras automate temperature checks.
Estimated temperature appears over the person's head.
At Hilton hotels, your phone can replace the check-in desk and the key.
So then I tap it to unlock it, and then the door seal breaks.
Embassy Suites is utilizing robots to deliver room service. But if you have to go out, an app called Minfo aims to turn everything touchless, from shopping to ordering and paying at a restaurant. And forget old-fashioned soda machines, Bevy makes a touchless beverage dispenser that connects to your phone.
You're not touching anything in the store other than your cup that you have.
In the socially distant sport of golf, some courses are even adding touchless ball retrieval. Some elevators now let you skip the grimy buttons to navigate floors on your phone.
What if you could touch control all kinds of screens using a single device?
And with a motion sensor from Glamos, you can make a virtual touchscreen anywhere.
It creates an invisible screen that you can use to do gestures on.
Technology to make everyday activities safer and more hands-free.
All right, can't wash those hands enough, Jeff. Time for me to head out to get ready for Up Late. Coming up in about 35 minutes on 11 Alive. I'll see you there. Have a good weekend, Jeff.
You too. And we will see you tonight on 11 Alive. Thinking about washing my hands right now. I was just thinking, have I done that enough today? Have I done that enough? You know?
Probably not.
Probably not. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Coming up on the Big 36, Atlanta police no longer responding to car accidents, truck accidents without injuries because of COVID. But one couple says that puts everybody at risk. They're offering their own visual proof as to what they're talking about.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze.
Tonight, as we continue to learn more about the pandemic safety measures inside Paulding County schools, we're hearing from a former school nurse who says she felt forced to resign. Here's Jennifer Bellamy with the story.
Amy Westmoreland says for 4 years she was a nurse at W.C. Abney Elementary School, the largest elementary school in Paulding County. She says her concerns began in May when the school allowed teachers and staff back inside to close up for summer.
People weren't social distancing or wearing a mask.
As she watched the number of cases continue to rise over the summer, Amy received an email from the Paulding County School District saying masks were not required and social distancing would be encouraged as much as possible.
I felt as a nurse that I would not be able to do my job protecting the children if I were in that space.
She says she felt she had to resign, sending a lengthy email to her manager detailing her reasoning.
I sent the email and the response I got was, "Thank you, I'll send this to HR." You know, that's hurtful to me because I love my job, I love the children, and of course I would give anything to be able to be there to help them, but I don't think it's safe.
Amy's resignation comes at a time when Georgia is hurting for this role in school districts. According to the Georgia Association of School Nurses, only 39% of all public schools in the state have a full-time licensed nurse. The organization has a petition asking the state to fund an additional 200 nurses.
I'm glad I took a stand because I think somebody needs to speak out.
Paulding County does give the option for students to be taught either at school or face-to-face or virtually online. We reached out to the school district for comment about Amy's concerns. We have not heard back. Students at Georgia Tech started moving in today, and part of the process for many is getting a COVID-19 test. The school offering free testing for everyone on campus. It's voluntary. The school says results should be available within 2 days, 48 hours, and they don't want people who are feeling ill to get a test. Its goal is to test 1,500 asymptomatic students, faculty, and staff each day to try to curb the spread. As we learn more, we will post it on 11alive.com. A monthly look at the unemployment showing that economic recovery in the United States is slowing down. We only recovered a total of about 1.8 million jobs in July. That's down from June when we gained 4.8 million. That means there is still just over 10% of our workforce that is out of a job. Meanwhile, Congress and the White House are struggling to find common ground on a relief bill. Here's Alice Barr with more on the negotiations.
As businesses open their doors and bring back laid-off workers, the U.S. economy added 1.8 million jobs in July, lowering the unemployment rate from 11 to 10.2%. President Trump and his advisors declaring victory.
The policies that the president we put in place is going to push that rate significantly below 10% going forward, and that to me is that's good news.
But the job gains are lower than in May and June.
We have a total of 31 million people collecting some kind of unemployment.
And economists warn the recovery may only get harder.
This is the low-hanging fruit coming back. It came back with tremendous federal assistance. That assistance is now ended.
Top White House officials back on Capitol Hill today, resuming talks with Democrats over the next relief bill after negotiations ended bitterly last night.
I offered to them, we'll take down $1 trillion if you add $1 trillion in. They said absolutely not.
Time is running out for the workers and small business owners struggling to hang on.
Pretty soon I'll be selling my house to try to keep this restaurant alive. My message to Washington, D.C. is stop bickering with each other.
President Trump says he's considering an executive order to address evictions, unemployment benefits, and a payroll tax cut. But there are looming questions over whether he could legally go around Congress.
So now there is question about medical care, and throughout this pandemic, we have frequently heard about the virus and the disproportionate impact on communities of color. The CDC says longstanding systemic health and social inequities have put many minority groups at an increased risk for contracting COVID-19. But lawmakers are hoping to reverse some of these historic obstacles with new legislation to increase representation in the medical field. According to the Association of American Medical Colleges, less than 6% of doctors in the United States are African American, and that goes for Hispanics as well. But a new Senate bill worth $1 billion is hoping to change all of that to begin closing the gap in health care. Here's Jennifer Bellamy.
Recruit, enroll, and retain. That's the goal of the newly proposed Expanding Medical Education Act put forth by Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. The legislation says its mission is to tackle the lack of representation of rural students, underserved students, and students of color in the physician pipeline. Changes that could cut down mistrust in doctors and healthcare systems and close the gap in healthcare. A 2006 study from the National Institutes of Health found Black populations distrust medical providers due to factors like perceived racism or greed. There's also the history of African Americans being used against their will for medical experimentation without their consent or against their will. So how could the legislation address this history? The bill would prioritize $1 billion in grant money for minority-serving institutions like historically Black colleges and universities. The money would be used to create medical schools or campuses in areas that are medically underserved, are experiencing a shortage of healthcare professionals, or where no such schools are already established. The schools would be required to hire diverse faculty and staff and recruit, admit, and keep students from disadvantaged backgrounds, underrepresented races and ethnicities, rural areas, low incomes, and first-generation students. Grant recipients will have to report to Congress on actions taken with the funding. For some, the bill isn't a cure-all, but Daniel Dawes with the Morehouse School of Medicine says it's a start to an effort we should take seriously.
We'll continue to merely nibble around the edges of the problem of racial health inequities in our state, in our country, unless we diversify the health professions. If we do not do that and do that seriously.
While medical school enrollment was up 31% last year, the Association of American Medical Colleges says Blacks only made up about 7% of the students, and Hispanics just 6%. They're also seeing drops in enrollment in rural programs as doctors in remote communities are growing older and retiring and not being replaced quickly enough.
A similar House version of the bill was proposed earlier this year in January, but it has not made any progress. Atlanta police no longer responding to car accidents where nobody is hurt during the pandemic. They say the policy change is an effort to keep officers and the public safe, but a local driver who has experienced it firsthand says that's going to do a lot more harm than good. He spoke with our Latasha Givens.
You're not giving him any of your insurance information. This is part of a verbal exchange between a couple and a truck driver after an accident. We're not showing the truck driver's face because he hasn't been charged with a crime.
But he tried to turn into the post office, and his trailer caught my car, hit my car, and took me into the post office parking lot with him. It happened near the Hapeville post office at the intersection of Brown Mill and South Industrial Boulevard Monday morning. I called the police again. I said, 911 again. I said, could you please send somebody out? They was like, well, are you hurt? I said, well, no, I'm not hurt, but I'm a little banged up. My knee is still swollen, and, my shoulder and my back hurt. The couple says they waited an hour, and still no officer showed up, and the truck driver left the scene. This is him leaving the scene. The Roberts say they understand APD isn't responding to non-injury accidents due to COVID-19, as stated in this ATL 311 tweet, but they say that leaves drivers in a potentially dangerous position.
The officers need to be present to officiate and to also bring balance and safety.
And the Roberts say if they had not recorded so much on their cell phones, they wouldn't have any evidence for a police report or an insurance claim. Now, they did say an officer finally showed up about 3 hours later, and another officer followed up with them the next day, something they greatly appreciated. And to find out more about your rights in a situation like this, head to our website at 11alive.com.
That storm on the north side is finally weakening with all the lightning with it and heavy rain. Stay with us. We'll let you know if we'll see any additional showers developing overnight.
Those red pants, we have to talk about the Georgia Bulldogs. Go Dogs. They found out who they will be playing this season. The all-conference schedule is out. We'll let you know who the Dogs play in 2020. That's coming up.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money?
Serena Williamson should be celebrating her first birthday next month, but her life was tragically cut short. Her family told 11 Alive's Matt Pearl how COVID-19 made their worst day all that much harder.
Asia and I, we have a theme for Selena's first birthday, and it was going to be sunflowers.
No matter the obstacle, a young sunflower turns its body to find the sun. It's what the family of 10-month-old Serena Williamson and her 5-year-old brother, Juwan Scroggins, must do now.
He loved her. He was like her caregiver.
Being that he couldn't go to school, she was his best friend.
Selena and Juwan's grandparents, Brooklyn and Michael Goodall, watched as COVID-19 made the most painful moment of their lives that much harder.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, her phone rang. And it was the Cobb County Police Department telling us there's been an accident. They told us the children went to 3 different hospitals.
Their daughter, Asia, was bringing the kids home when a driver sped into her lane and hit her Jeep head on.
When we walked into the emergency room and we saw the chaplain and asked us to come to the family room, we kind of just knew.
Selena had died. Asia didn't know. The next morning, her parents were told they could only let her know by phone. Brooklyn and Michael finally convinced the hospital to give them 15 minutes in person.
We broke this news to our daughter. We spent this little bit of time with her, and we had to leave.
And now she's in a room by herself, knowing one child's in the hospital in coma, the other child is deceased. That's a soul-crushing thing.
The past 5 months have tested many souls. Souls touched by not COVID-19, but its impact on all facets of our lives. Asia came home last week. Juwan has broken arms and a brain injury, but is testing well. Brooklyn and Michael are pushing through it all to support their family and try to find the sun.
I'm okay. You'll be okay. I'm okay. but I'm not okay. We should be planning a party, not a memorial.
Plenty of posts now on social media comparing the COVID-19 pandemic to other virus outbreaks that the United States has faced over the generations. One going viral right now talks about our country's response to H1N1. Marcelino Benito with our sister station in Houston is verifying those claims.
Take a look at this meme. It's spreading all over social media. It shows President Obama and President Trump side by side, comparing the two and the pandemics they faced in office, and then insinuates President Obama gave a $3.7 million grant to Wuhan Labs. Let's break it all down. Obama faced H1N1. Trump is facing COVID-19. The meme points out there were nearly 15 times as many cases of H1N1 than there are COVID in the United States. But is it true? Our sources are the CDC and Johns Hopkins University. Per CDC estimates, the U.S. saw 60.8 million H1N1 cases in a year from April 2009 to April 2010. 8 months into this pandemic, Johns Hopkins University reports there are currently 4.7 million COVID-19 cases in the U.S. So we can verify the case totals in this meme are true, but it's missing important context. Per the CDC, H1N1 killed 12,469 Americans in 1 year. COVID-19 has already killed more than 155,000 in only 8 months. Finally, let's answer this question. Which president gave a $3.7 million grant to Wuhan Labs? Our source this time is NIH. Project information on their site confirms NIH did award millions of dollars to EcoHealth Alliance, a nonprofit that researched coronaviruses across the globe, including in Wuhan, from 2014 to 2019. So we can verify both presidents oversaw the grant money that in part funded coronavirus research in a Wuhan lab.
Many of you have been reaching out to me on social media tonight on the north side asking when is this rain and when is this lightning ever going to end? It is ending out there right now. We've been tracking these strong storms that move through on the north side. Now, they were not classified as severe. That's why a few people even said, why is there not a crawl running at the bottom of the screen? Because it was never classified as severe, but it was still some really heavy rain and a lot of lightning. It came in from Allatoona Lake through Cherokee County, North Cobb, Fulton County, and also into western Gwinnett, southern parts of Forsyth County, and southern Hall County. But look here on the last few frames. Look how that's just starting to shrink up, and the red and orange is disappearing. So it's finally raining itself out. We're also seeing not as much lightning, just a few lightning strikes with that left, about 13 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. So it's finally weakening, still some rain lingering with that as it moves on over to the east. Now on the south side, we're focusing on a few showers here. These producing some lightning. These are not as intense. This is out I-20 here in DeKalb County with some pockets of heavy rain, thunder and lightning. Also moving into the northern parts of Henry County. Also over here in South Fulton around Union City, we have a few showers there, a little bit of lightning beginning to develop with those. Those will drift over to the east and we expect them to weaken as they continue moving that way too. We are getting some amazing pictures in from our 11 Alive community storm trackers. This is from Chandler Stewart in Atlanta, looking south at some of those storms a little bit earlier. Look at those streaks of lightning there at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. This is from Katie Krupel and Flowery Branch with the lightning in the sky above her neighbor's house. So a lot of lightning with these storms tonight. Finally, it is weakening. We got up to 91 for a high today, a couple degrees above the average. We should be at 89 for this time of year. A low this morning was a mild one at 74. It's going to be another warm day tomorrow. I think we'll actually be a couple of degrees warmer, getting up to 93 degrees. However, I don't think we'll see as many showers around. We have lower rain chances for the weekend. Rain chance at about 20%, both Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be hot, though, both days in the 90s. However, with some slightly drier air in place, the humidity levels will be a little bit lower. So we don't think it's going to, that 93 will feel more like 93 to 95 rather than the triple digits. when we would normally have a high heat index. So thanks for that slightly drier air for that. And then we do see some better rain chances coming back into the area for next week. So here's how it's looking on the Wizometer for tomorrow. This is our scale from 1 to 11, where an 11 is a perfect day. We're going to go with an 8. 93 for a high. Yeah, that's warm, but that 20% chance for a shower. It starts off dry in the morning. I really think most of us will be dry during the day tomorrow, but there you see a little bit of green showing up, indicating that low risk for a couple of those pop-up showers. Same thing for Sunday, 20% chance for showers. And then the moisture content in the air comes back up, and that means the chance for afternoon showers goes back up too. 30% chance Monday, 40% chance Tuesday through Friday.
Well, the SEC revealed who everybody is playing for the 10-game all-conference stretch. Each team had to add 2 new opponents, which will be Arkansas on the road and Mississippi State at home for the Dogs. The dates for the 2020 schedule will be revealed within the next couple of weeks. Falcons still in the acclimation period, which means that no coaches at training camp for now as things change. Daily, one of the things that Dan Quinn is hoping for occurs are the scrimmages at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Once contact and practice ramps up, it will be a good way to get the guys ready for the absence of preseason games.
We're certainly going to try to go to the stadium. And when we're doing some of those scrimmages, to try and make it as game-like as we can all the way, through a halftime for, the college players. All right, this NFL half goes quick. Or, be in the stadium, before the opener for certainly some of the rookies.
That is Dan Quinn. This year at the Atlanta Sports Awards, the Positive Athlete Award is going to a young soccer player who's using the game to help others who are struggling around the world the way that he once was.
The Positive Athlete of the Year, presented by Southern Company.
My goal is just to make an impact. Wherever I go, I just want to reach people.
On a muggy night in Norcross, what looks like a typical soccer practice is much more.
He knows that his presence makes a difference in the life of these kids.
17-year-old Waswa Robbins is helping lead a soccer camp for children in vulnerable communities. After a day of working and training with Atlanta United's Youth Academy.
He came from a difficult background that I guess allows him to connect with some of the kids that we serve.
I'm originally from Uganda, Africa. At a very young age, I lost both my parents and twin brothers. Not knowing who your parents really were and not having their image in your brain, it's hard.
In 2007, a nonprofit worker named Roxanne Robbins moved to Uganda. On a drive, she stopped on the side of the road and noticed children playing soccer. One of them was Waswa.
It took me to Kampala to get medical help.
After 7 years serving in Uganda, Roxanne adopted Waswa, eventually bringing him to Georgia. She enrolled him at the Lovett School, and one thing he carried with him was his love for the beautiful game.
Strong run into the box by Waswa Robbins, plays it back.
Each summer, Waswa takes the skills he's learned at the Youth Academy and travels to Uganda to teach the kids in his village. Beyond soccer, Waswa started a club at Lovett called Africa Interactive, where kids at Lovett can interact with those Waswa grew up with. No matter where in the world Waswa is, he's serving.
Brings me great sense of joy.
Great young man. Braves-Phillies game postponed tonight because of bad weather. They will play a doubleheader in Philadelphia on Sunday. We'll take a break. We close it out right after this.
First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers.
Those storms in Gwinnett, Forsyth, South Hall County finally are diminishing. We're hardly seeing any lightning left with those now, but still a few lingering showers. Tomorrow, the rain chance is going to be lower at 20%. Also on Sunday, too, but it's going to be hot, 93 degrees for a high. The moisture comes back, though, next week, and we see those rain chances coming back up to 30%, and then a 40% chance for afternoon and evening showers on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. High temperatures each day, right around 90 degrees next week.
Chris, thank you, and thank you for watching 11 Alive Prime Time. Switch over to 11 Alive now for Up Late. Remember, the news continues all the time online at 11alive.com. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both.
Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.